Welcome back to Oxegen. Here we are again in our lovely little green cabin, and I've been very nicely joined by Steph from Too Many DJs. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. Have you been down here long now? Have you managed to soak up much of the atmosphere, or how are things going?
I came in yesterday and I put up my tent.
Did you?
Yes, and no, I didn't. I came in a half hour ago, and it looks amazing. But we've played here 2 years ago, I think, and this. I think there's one place which is inside, like in an old
dance arena.
Yeah. We played there 2 years ago, and I remember it was a bit crazy. So I'm looking forward to tonight.
Very good. Well, I'm glad to say you brought the nice weather with you anyway. And I mean, you guys, when you think back, I mean, you guys were really king of the bootleggers, you know, before a lot of people even knew what it was. And I mean, when you brought out the Soul Wax Too Many DJs album, and everybody bought it, and a lot of people didn't really know too much about you guys at the time, but just were blown away by particularly Dolly Parton 9 to 5. And I remember thinking, how can you make that song cool? But you actually managed it. I mean, how do you come up with the tracks that you're going to use, or what? Is there any method, or?
No, I think it's. I think we just play whatever we feel like playing. There's bound to be some Irish influence in our set tonight. So we never know really what we're going to do. It's just love of music. I think it's when you're DJing, your main purpose is to make people dance and to make them go crazy.
Yeah.
And I can be all snobbish and play the latest, coolest tracks at home, and I can do all that stuff. But when I play in front of, like, I don't know, 10,000 people, they have to go crazy. Otherwise, I did a bad job.
Well, it's a good way to be. A lot of DJs play for themselves and end up boring crowds just to be different. But I mean, there's certainly no fear of you guys doing that. But I often think I'm being nice. I often think as well, you must have a ton of tracks that you couldn't get clearance for, that are locked away in a vault somewhere. Would I be right?
Yeah, but we would always play them live, because you can always DJ them out. I mean, you can never release them, but you could. We did an edit of I think Walter Murphy's Beethoven, which was in the Saturday Night Fever movie. We couldn't get that clear, but we play it every night. So I mean, things have changed a little bit, which is kind of nice. I think when we came out with Too Many DJs, it was also a little bit of it was a gray area for rights and how people could, like, I don't know, do their own edits of music and release them on the internet and stuff like that. And I think, say tonight, we do this thing with visuals where we'll do something new, and I think we're probably going to get sued for another thing.
Well, let's hope nobody's recording it. But I mean, you guys started out, you were doing a radio show in Belgium, Hang the DJ, was it? Yeah. Which is kind of where a lot of these tracks and ideas and things came from. And then you seem to kind of, you know, gain attention in London. You did sets on Radio 1 and XFM. And then from what I heard, numerous phone calls, we want you to play at our club, we want you to play here, there and everywhere. I mean, were you surprised by the reaction when you first went over?
Yeah, because I remember because we were playing with Soulwax with the band, and we started DJing, and it kind of happened. Everything really, and then somebody in the New York Times wrote this whole piece about Too Many DJs, and it was on the front page of the New York Times. And I think from there on, things went really fast, and it feels like you're in a science fiction movie sometimes, and somebody goes like, okay, cut, stop it, and everyone's like, that's it, and you're like, oh, okay, was that it? It's really weird. But I mean, I think for us, on the other hand, it's good that we're in a band. We know what it's like to have instruments and to be in a little van sometimes, and we've done all that stuff, and so we also know how easy it is sometimes to DJ, or how hard it is. You know, it's like a good and a bad, and I think it's just fun. We like doing it. It's all the other things that, like hanging around and waiting. It's a lot of waiting.
Doing interviews.
But actually, the interviews is still, I can still handle that. I mean, but it's just like there's a lot of like traveling on your way, going somewhere. But the playing is good. I mean, that's the thing that gets me excited. Say like tonight, I'm excited about. I don't know what to expect, but normally Irish crowds are amazing.
They're pretty good.
Yes.
And on average, I know it's kind of a general question, how many tracks would you get through in an average set? Because I mean, it just seems to be
now it's a different thing, because with Too Many DJs, we're doing all these, we're playing all these festivals, and we made all these animations, because we were kind of, people were asking us to do something bigger with more lights and like blah blah blah, and we didn't want to do something where nobody saw us and it was just play. and then you wouldn't know if something was live or not. You know, there's a lot of electronic acts where you're like, but how much is this?
There's a lot of question marks over Daft Punk sometimes when it's kind of more of a visual show, and
well, it's not up to me, but let's say
it's a sore point.
95% of those probably those things are like that, because that's the only way that you could actually be on time with a lot of stuff. So when we thought about it, we decided to make animations for all the tracks that we play. And so we made 100 animations of sleeves, the actual sleeves of the songs that we play, and we're going to be showing those. But those are like manipulated by Dave and me. So when we switch on the screens, it's actually Dave and me switching, and the sound and the images. So a lot of stuff can go wrong. So it's an old idea, but it's something that been trying out, and people seem to like it. So to say tonight, in one set, I think we do about 60 or 70 animations. So that'll be like 60, 70 tracks that we...
Lovely. You can say whatever you want. We heard worse earlier, so worry not. That's only one in the interview so far. That's impressive. But I think it's great that you're doing it live. Even as you say, even if you can make mistakes and it doesn't go well, I think people prefer that. They prefer the realism of it than something that's...
Events, like, I want to see that they're actually trying to get that, because if it's too perfect, it just kind of there's not really a need. Real. You can watch a DVD then. I mean, it's there should be an element where you interact with the audience, and there should be something where they feel that you did. Like we made, like say for tonight, we have we made a special one for tonight, and we have one tomorrow for when we play Tea in the Park. And so we always try and do little things where people can like, oh, cool, this is our thing. Because I think you should do. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, so.
And what kind of projects have you got coming up over the next while? Obviously, I know you still got a couple of festivals and things to go, but are you back in the studio? Or are you working on anything new? Or
I think we're gonna start in, I think at the end of September we're gonna start a radio station called Radio Solwax, which is gonna be online, but we're gonna put a lot of new mixes and a lot of radio hours, a bit like we did before, but they'll be all ours, and they'll be like under the umbrella of Radio Solwax. So that's the idea, and they'll be for free.
Be for free. Well, you can't say fairer than that, can you? On a final note, I don't think anyone who's DJing and making music, you never really. It's for the love of it. You're not doing it for the money.
Listen, it's just sometimes it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. Sometimes you, like when we play with Solwax, you're like 12 people and you have a lighting guy and you're trying this out and you got old synths and everything could go wrong. It costs so much money to go everywhere. And then when you're DJing, it's like. It's insane because you only have like a CD case or something like that. It's like, come on. It's like, how can anybody complain? No one.
No, it's a nice, it's a nice way to make money. Exactly. It's definitely, you could be sitting at a desk 9 to 5. So on a final note, any kind of crazy, cheeky little bootlegs we can expect to hear later on? Anything mad?
Yeah, there's a couple of, I don't know if they're bootlegs still, but we're doing a lot
samples
of cheeky there's a lot of things that get fucked up tonight.
That's your second one.
I know. Is that bad?
No, I think it's allowed. I was about to say, but I better not.
How many do you get? 2?
Well, that's
3?
2. I think you can have as many as you want.
No.
Steph, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I wish you all the best tonight, and I know it's going to be a brilliant set, and I'm going to make sure I'm very close to the front for it, so thank you.